From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
And when you smile for real, you make me smile for real. And when you smile for real, you make me smile for real. And when you smile for real, you make me smile for real. And when you smile for real, you make me smile for real.
It's Weekend Friday, April 28, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. Building a site with Squarespace is super easy. You can just use one of their award-winning templates, customize it however you want. Click, 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 you're up and running.
Prop, have you ever used Squarespace?
I have.
Has it been a good experience?
Humble Beast website to Squarespace.
See?
And
exactly. A professional label.
Yeah, right.
And at relevantmediagroup.com, Squarespace website.
Yeah.
You could be a professional label, or you could be the Oscars.biz. It covers the spectrum.
That's right. They have amazing customer support. They have seamless commerce tools, amazing templates, and a free custom domain if you sign up for a year. Right now, Squarespace is offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special deal. You can start your free trial today at squarespace.com and then enter offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace, build it beautiful. I don't even know if that's their actual tagline.
No,
There's nothing there. I just came up with that.
So I don't have actual data to back this up, so I may just be speaking out of turn here. But I was looking at the Webby Award winners this week, and I was like, there's a lot of Squarespace sites in those Webby Awards.
They're an award-winning platform.
And I don't think they take a bow like that, because I think they're like the Navy SEALs of the internet that just kind of like stand
They
behind.
don't talk about it, yeah.
Right. That's right.
Talk about it.
Right. They're not going to get on there and be like, hey, Humble Beast is our deal. We created this. They let the creators
They
have
let Humble Beast get the spotlight.
Right. Yeah. They are, in fact, Humble Beasts.
Oh, that's true.
Wow. It was like I wrote that. Prop, I'm messing with your
Like I
brand
said,
here, and I'm sorry.
I'm Cameron Strang. Here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Cat Koffoltz.
Man, nice to see you.
Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
And joining us this week, our guest cast member, Propaganda.
West.
Yes.
Now, you are, okay, we are recording at an unusual time because you're in Nashville. Is that right?
Yes. I'm in Nashville for the Q conference. Hey.
Oh, what's up, Q?
There you go.
That seems fun.
Are you attending or are you performing, speaking?
Here's the thing. I'm done attending conferences a decade ago.
Yeah.
I am performing.
Yes.
Of course.
If you want Prop at your conference, the only way he's showing is if he's on stage, bringing it.
It's pretty much it. Or President Obama's talking.
Right.
Or like,
Right.
And I'm going to have to get backstage passes because I'm not going just to sit in the audience.
Right, because you want to have
Humble
snacks.
Beast.
Yeah, you want to have snacks at any point during the conference. You don't want to have to wait and go to the. Yeah.
Yes. If I don't get the bag of like unreleased like new books from the authors on stage, I feel like I wasted my time.
I will say this. Prop was down here in Orlando not too long ago. He was speaking at an event that Trite Love put on.
Yes.
And he got an amazing swag bag that he left in my trunk, and I then partook of everything in it. I am using the notebook that he was given.
Yeah.
I have I wore the shirt.
Oh, the form function notebook?
Yeah.
Neat.
It's neat.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful leather bound thing.
Ooh, I love
I
form
now
function.
use that.
Nice
I
job.
wore the shirt he was given.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I took it apart. I was like, man, this is amazing. This is what it feels like to be propaganda.
Yeah.
You just have so much swag, you just leave it in random places.
Right.
Friends with benefits, man.
Yeah.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Speaking of swag, can we make another announcement right now? Or
please.
should we save that?
Oh, are you talking about the new store stuff?
Oh, I'm talking about the new store stuff.
Okay. Well,
I'm talking about a late night text conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
That got me very excited about something.
So this week on Monday, we were in a meeting with our leadership team, and we were just talking about various things that we're doing here at Relevant.
Yeah.
One of those things that came up was like, guys, we need to, we got the new site up and stuff. We need to really reboot Relevant store, the online store. It's where you would have our magazine archives, the books we used to publish, and some other merchandise options. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, the thing is though, I don't want to reboot the store and then have to like front load like all this merch purchasing and all the stuff, so it's like, it's just, is there a way that we could be a little bit more nimble with our inventory? So we got talking about some solutions, and this week we came up with a plan. We're rebooting relevancestore.com, and not only will you be able to buy, our history and all the stuff we've ever made, but you will also be able every week to purchase limited run podcast merchandise and brand merchandise that we'll be making every week, almost like Supreme, Nike, It's like limited.
Oh, wow.
Like we're going to at a certain time every week, we're going to the store's going to be updated, boom. And then you jump on it and then it's gone.
What do you mean? Yeah. Like what would be weekly?
I'm just saying last night, the reason why I went to bed at 2:30 was Jesse and I were texting ideas for different merch items, and I was making them and putting them in the store.
So does this mean so one of us says something dumb and all of a sudden somebody's wearing it on a shirt?
That's right.
Yeah. Can we reveal any, or do we want to let this do we not even want to reveal yet? And just say go on Friday and see the limited run.
They need to go. I think we're going to be updating the stores. I think it's going to be Monday afternoon. Follow us on social media. We'll figure all that out. One of the shirts
just you wait.
Simply says Hamilton rapping with a big red line through it.
Oh, propaganda. How do you feel about that?
Oh gosh.
I'm just saying it's not Hamilton, it's the rapping. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I
think it's going to be amazing as long as I get a cut of this.
That's
what I'm saying.
I love it that we're doubling down in the form of a T-shirt.
Yeah.
There's no bolder move than that.
Yeah. So anyway, so now this is my little pet project, and I'll hand it off to the real design team eventually. But I'm enjoying this right now. I don't have hobbies, is what I'm saying.
I shudder to think about. Well, I would like to respond to that statement as well, but I shudder to think about what's going to pop up because it feels like I've got a 1 in 5 chance of saying something stupid enough to show up on a shirt.
I think we locked in 12 T-shirt ideas last night minimum in our conversation.
But also it doesn't help that someone on the internet is curating the dumbest of the dumb things.
That's right. Last night, Jesse was sending me shirt ideas. I mentioned the Hamilton one. He also sent over the Senator Names Your Children, a political shirt.
That's one of my favorite jokes of all time.
Literally, he wrote something with Big Cat. Just pump the brakes, Big Cat. He just went off on a bunch of big ones.
I'm with Big Cat. Something Big Cat.
I'm with Big Cat. Something Big Cat. Relevant podcast, culture, faith, occasional sea law.
Yeah. There you go.
Good one.
A shirt, Outlaw Hero. I would totally wear that.
Oh,
Outlaw Hero.
Absolutely.
How about podcast McPodfast face?
Done. Also, unfortunately, because you said it out loud, that is going to be property of Relevant, so you will not get a piece of that. Sorry.
Oscars.biz runner-up. Official member, Order of the Bow.
That is a crap shirt.
Down with Big Floss. He was full of it last night. He was
You're telling me you wouldn't, if there was a limited run, there's only 100 of these Down with Big Floss T-shirts. You're not buying one. They're going to sell out in an hour.
Falconry intern.
This is literally the most niche, obscure thing possible. This is what's called, ladies and gentlemen, this is capitalism. This is called creating scarcity.
But that's exactly right. Scarcity creates demand, and our logo will not appear on it, so it's just going to be a random statement that you're walking around wearing.
Yeah.
Why that baby up?
Why that baby up? Dude, that's exactly... So Jesse, in the middle of this stream, stops himself and he goes, dude, I'm on a roll right now. And then he kept going with more ideas. This is our late night.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesse caught him a wave, boy.
Yeah,
I know. I rode it all the way into the shore until I hit dry sand, and it profane.
And then just kept revving the engine until it just blew up.
I ran that jet ski right into a dune, and it got ugly. But we got some good ideas out of it. So
we have a great show coming up for you today. Joining us later, Jenn Johnson joins us. Bethel Music has a new album that just came out. It's called Starlight. Jenn Johnson is one of the most phenomenal vocalists, worship leaders that is out right now, and she's on the show today.
She'll attend a conference. That's how good of a person she is.
Oh, she'll be on the front row. She'll get the swag bag in the back, but she'll also go out for the speaking parts.
That's right.
Dang, she'll participate in worship. See what you're doing to me?
Yeah.
Also coming up, the new issue of Relevant is releasing this week, and so Aaron joins us later, and we tell you a little bit about the new issue we're very excited about, and we'll tell you who's on the cover coming up, and the highly anticipated, long-awaited redo of Outlaw Hero. Outlaw Hero Part 2, The Reckoning, is coming up later.
Yes.
I just go ahead and fast forward now because it is, I heard it last night. It is, it was haunting my dreams. I mean, I couldn't go to sleep. I was up till 2:30 because I heard Outlaw Hero.
I've already been preparing my Pulitzer Peabody Award speeches because
I would
the
love for you to
level
submit
of depth that I got my hands on court documents. I talked to can I wait a minute. I don't think we even revealed what it's about yet, have we?
No.
Okay. I'm going to leave it a surprise. All I'll say is I'm extremely excited, and you know, if you want to just fast forward, that's fine. If you want an Outlaw Hero standalone podcast after this, I would understand that demand.
I've heard about this for about 2 weeks, and it has been the sole obsessive focus. He's like Howard Hughes creating an airplane here. It's just
Chandler. I saw him. He doesn't get excited about a lot of things, but I saw him tweet the other day.
Yeah,
this segment has the highest production value that this podcast has ever seen.
At least since I've been on it.
Yeah, I was to say that we had to qualify it.
Trust me, there's been better production value.
Oh, snap. But anyway, I mean, Chandler's excited about it. I mean, like, this is a big deal. So.
Yeah, Chandler turned his excitement from 1 to 1.75. It was crazy to watch.
Anyway. I'm like, what's gonna get Chandler's voice to leave the tone and pitch that he's at now? I mean, there's like
Podcast Hero coming up.
Hey, I'm having a baby.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll marry you. No big deal. Sure.
Oh, my wife's pregnant.
Yeah,
look, it's the rapture.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, what? I've been left behind? Oh.
Awesome.
Kind of figured that was coming.
Didn't see that coming. Well,
my mom told me that was coming.
I had a hunch.
Yeah.
She told me when I started DJing that would happen.
Sure, I'll be on SNL. Anyone?
Kirk Cameron was right. Whoa.
I don't have anything else to do.
All right, well, moving the show along, it's time for our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for...
In case you missed it.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week, Chris Pratt got emotional. He was discussing his faith and family while he was getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is coming out. You know,
I haven't seen the first one. Is it good? I heard it was rad.
Yeah, there's like raccoons and stuff.
It was so fun.
You liked it?
Yes.
Is it a thinker or is it just more like a fun action adventure kind of movie?
I think it's one of the better like superhero movies.
Oh, cool.
I mean, how many talking raccoons do you get with machine guns?
It's a really
number one.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's that.
You had me there. You had me a talking raccoon. You gave him a machine gun. I'm seeing it. I don't care about anything else. And everything else is just a bonus for me.
It's the self-awareness is the thing about this one. This one. It's like they're self-aware of all the like just ridiculous, like in a way that's different than like a Deadpool, which is like self-aware, but like you're pointing at it too obviously.
Yeah.
They're not breaking the fourth wall on this one.
We know this is ridiculous. This is just fun, you know?
Yeah.
Here's a clip of Chris getting emotional about his faith and family. Here's a clip.
It's kind of difficult because I'm humbled and I feel grateful, but I'm not sure I'm worthy. And thank you. Thanks. And it's just, I'm a man of faith and I believe that God works in mysterious ways and gives us signs and gifts in life, and those gifts oftentimes come in the form of people, and so I'll just spend the rest of my time expressing gratitude for the people in my life who are gifts.
Well, there you go. He's a great guy. America's sweetheart right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we like him.
We do like him.
Yeah, I feel like he
also would like to add that I thought of another shirt idea, and it's based on Chandler's experience with the Rapture. With Chandler saying, "Oh man, Kirk Cameron was right."
But it's just like just straight him looking straight at you,
just straight at me.
No smile.
It just says, "I've been left behind."
No, we should have sure it says probably left behind.
Yeah. But he's got like the Mona Lisa face on where you can't really judge the expression.
It just says left behind. Meh.
Well, and also,
like
if we're going to sell all 100 of them, we're going to need to put Kirk Cameron on the shirt because that's what's going to sell it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You put Kirk Cameron
But you
on
got to go
anything.
growing pains Kirk Cameron, not adult Kirk Cameron. You got to go retro
Yeah, you got to go
nostalgia.
classic
for sure.
Seaver.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
What was his name?
You don't
Seaver?
wanna-
Something?
You can't go
Yeah,
full.
Mike Seaver.
Yeah, you can't go
Mike
full
Seaver.
Kirk. You got to go Mike Seaver.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Never go the full
you don't want to
Kirk.
go full Kirk. People are a little sketched out by full Kirk.
Yeah, full Kirk is a little abrasive. You got to go Mike Seaver.
Yeah, exactly. Full Kirk is the type that when you go to his website, he walks out on the screen and like starts evangelizing
welcome
before
to
you even like click anything.
Cameron.com.
Yeah.
If you're watching this video, you've been left behind. I was right.
Exactly. Full Kirk, you go to his website and he walks out in khakis and a cardigan and starts judging you.
You can't go full Kirk.
Never go full Kirk. never go full Kirk.
That's actually kind of a life motto.
I can't even X him out. I just wanted to go to the About section.
Yeah. Propaganda, your next album or your next project, just the 1986 headshot of Kirk Cameron. Just that's it. Not retouched, nothing around it, nothing ironic.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
But what I'm saying is, I know you create. I don't know all of Squarespace's technology, but I think if you have Kirk Cameron walking out on the Humblebeast website, sure, he's going to be a little judgy, but it's going to really pop some eyes. I mean, that's some cool tech.
You in a packet
It like
arena full
crashes
of-
your browser after like 5 seconds. You got to restart the whole computer.
yeah. You can't click on anything. You can't do it.
It's just locked.
Yeah.
He's wanting to tell you about Jesus.
He's got an 8-minute speech, and then Tim Tebow comes out in the middle of it, and it's
You
a
know
whole
what's creepy?
to-do.
You restart and like Kirk is still just sitting there on like you're not even on the internet yet. You disconnected from Wi-Fi. And it's like I live here now. What are you clicking on? What are you clicking? Don't watch that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Back to work.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah. No, you
Yeah.
go ahead and refresh. I'll be there. I'll be here.
You install Judgy Kirk like Clippy, the clip art. He just pops up occasionally, asking if you need help with anything.
That's the Kirk. It's Kirk over
He's
top
your
of Cliff.
accountability partner for safe searching and stuff.
Yeah,
so he's
yeah,
has a
yeah.
little head that
Oh
pops
my
up.
gosh, that's brilliant.
Are you sure you want to go there?
Yeah, like Clippy. He just pops up in the corner like
Porn accountability, Kirk Cameron. That would be amazing.
never go full porn accountability, Kirk Cameron.
He automatically signs you up for Promise Keeper stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you know what?
Promise keepers.
You know what? Let's not go there. Why don't you go here? Done.
Gets rerouted.
Yeah, Promise Keepers, next convention in the middle of Utah or whatever.
So not only if you're trying to go to a bad website, do you get rerouted over to Promise Keeper's website, it has enrolled you in their next convention.
Yeah, and it's not the good convention seats.
Yeah.
It's not even the propaganda seats. It's the ones in the back where you got to wait for a bathroom for a while, and like you got to eat and you can't get out, and the hot dogs are wildly expensive, and it's just like
I think occasionally, just to keep you on your toes, he announces that you've been left behind.
yeah.
Like he's like breaking. I'm just getting the news. There's been the rapture, and you're still
You're-
here. So
you're left
yeah,
keep
behind.
you
just
on
gonna
your
scare
toes.
you straight. Yeah.
Just to keep you on your
I
toes.
think you might need a safety prayer of salvation right now. Just
Safety prayer. We had church baptisms on Sunday, and I was talking to a friend of mine. And he was like, if you need to get baptized, I was like, I got baptized when I was 15. It was my own decision. I was an adult, whatever. And he goes, I was baptized like 19 times growing up because he's like, grew up Southern Baptist, and we'd always have these evangelists coming through, and I'd always get resaved. And I was like, well, I always got resaved. I've gotten saved like 30 times.
The sermons were so terrifying. You're like, look,
Right.
there's no hurt in just.
But apparently, when you grow up Southern Baptist, not only you get resaved, you got to see it all the way through. You got to get baptized again too, just to make sure it sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I
Do you
had,
feel so bad about the guy when he's like, dang, this fool drove like 7 hours, nobody standing up?
It's like, look, I'm going to walk down to the altar. I've known all of these people my whole life, and they definitely know I'm a Christian. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. That was a terrifying story about those kids on the way home from his last tent revival that died in a car accident. So,
Hey, can I also ask a question? Was last weekend like baptism weekend? There were 3 big churches in town.
I
that
think it
all
was,
did-
it was just good weather,
Easter, bro.
It was just good weather. Yeah, it was a follow up to Easter. All these people got saved on Easter
that's
weekend
right.
and come get baptized.
That's right. Church marketing. Bring them in for Easter. What's your next step? You got to get baptized.
Yeah, you got to dunk them, keep them, and then they
Got it.
stick,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you get them in discipleship programs.
Right, because it didn't work when we were babies. Because
You got the 101.
God's pretty finite in his ability to
So
save.
you go get saved on Easter, you get baptized the next week, and then the next
Right.
week is 101.
That's right. We got to do it as an adult in order to make sure that we're members. I got it.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm in.
It's a precaution. Just a precaution.
Just a precaution. Adult baptism makes a ton of sense.
They all bought the curriculum from Kirk Franklin's foundation about the steps. You got to go step 1, step 2, step 3.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, congratulations, churches.
Well, in case you missed it, this week, actor Oscar Isaac told everybody that he used to go to the Cornerstone Festival back in the 90s, the Christian Alternative Festival. Oscar Isaac he's the Star Wars star. He's currently starring in The Promise.
He was inside Llewyn Davis.
He was Llewyn Davis.
Poe. He was Llewyn Davis. Yeah. So yeah, if you attended the Christian Music Festival back in the day, there's a good chance you were standing there in the mosh pit next to Poe.
He was in a band, wasn't he? I think
he was in ska bands. I don't think his bands performed at Cornerstone, but he was in bands growing up.
So he was on a podcast with Chris Hardwick, and he was talking about his Christian upbringing and attending Cornerstone. He explained it like it was. He said it was, quote, like a Christian Woodstock. It was like a Christian Coachella kind of thing,
which is a perfect way to describe Cornerstone. By the way,
he said they had Christian metal bands and Christian hardcore bands and all sorts of tents and all that. It was pretty wild. Isaac previously told GQ that he grew up in a very strict Christian home, explaining. He said, "So if God spoke to my father one day and said we weren't supposed to have a TV in the house, it was suddenly gone." And though later he left the church, his family remains religious. So there you go.
Yeah.
I feel like I wish like Katy Perry should have called him right beforehand and be like, if you say this out loud, they're never going to stop digging for pictures of you at Cornerstone. Yeah. Just don't talk about it. Yeah. Right? Because like it's going to be
just
on
fair
Earth.
Warning, bro.
It's going to happen. There's going to be a picture of him in front of a youth van with like some sort of like Snoopy shirt on or something like that. Yeah. And we're going to find it.
So Jesse and I were talking about this yesterday. Yeah. I was at Cornerstone those years. I mean, I went to Cornerstone probably 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this because another little announcement, not store related. I was updating Relevant's Spotify playlist, and we launched a new playlist of Relevant's throwback Christian alternative music playlist, and
it is so good.
It's a pretty epic playlist. Jesse, I mean, it's got everything from the Prayer Chain, Poor Old Lou, Old Reliant K, Pax 217, Pedro the Lion, Squad 5-0, Supertones, POD.
I've
Juliana Theory.
I've spent a majority of what platform I have here talking about DC Talk. Tell me they made the list.
On alternative?
No, this was cool bands, dude.
No,
that was close enough.
No. We also did a Relevant 90s youth group essentials playlist.
Yeah, that's good.
And they're on that one. They're on the youth group playlist, not the cool playlist.
Yeah, with Audio Adrenaline and the Newsboys.
Yeah, they totally are.
Can we go back to the fact that there was a band called the Prayer Chain?
Oh yeah,
yeah, they were
awesome.
Is that where you were heading? That they were awesome?
It's like trying to play Arrested Development to your children. They're just not going to get it.
Hey, it's good enough for Poe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Cameron, because you were there, I've been to Cornerstone too, but I wasn't there. I was doing the math in my head. I wasn't there the years that Poe was there. But I mean, there's a lot of people that go, but there are also pretty decent odds that if you're there for a couple of days, you probably would have run into him.
Yeah, there you go.
All I'm saying is my dad tried to make me watch clips of like Oscar Robertson play basketball. And I was like, he might have been amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, sorry, man. Like, context, bro. Context is king.
Right. It's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to bring my kids into like old 80s cartoons because they're just not feeling it.
It's like I don't laugh at the Three Stooges is what you're saying.
Right.
This is not funny to me.
Like, at one point, this was the height of comedy, and now I don't even chuckle.
But I will give it. I'll give it to them. They were probably amazing.
I was talking to a friend who's younger than me the other day, and she was she likes good urban stuff now, kind of like interesting alternative urban stuff. And I was like, man, you gotta what about like old school R&B, old school slow jams.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know, like who? And I started playing like early 90s stuff, and it, like the look on her face was like, this is terrible. I was like, what are you talking about? All the stuff you love, all the stuff you love came from this. What are you talking about? It was almost like the Beatles type thing. Like,
that's interesting.
And like she just hated it all. Like, I
don't get it.
I don't get it. Keith Sweat's terrible. Like, what are you talking about?
That is actually a little blasphemous.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing. Like I said, with like old comedy stuff, it's like who's on first? Like the famous sketch about a baseball player whose name is Who, and he's on first base, and it's literally 5 minutes of back and forth. who's
Right.
on first. No, who is on first? Who's on first? Okay, I get it. Saying it once is funny. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like dragging a piano up the stairs. Hilarious in concept. I don't need 10 minutes of this.
Right. Every time I see one of the like early season sketches of SNL, like from season 1 and 2, where they're all like National Lampoon and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I get why this is funny, but like, it's just not.
It's
Yeah,
gotten
you could have
better.
been in and out of this in 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're putting a fish in a blender. Let's up it a little bit. Oh well.
All right. Well, in case you missed it, this week Alt J performed a really cool stripped down set for NPR's Tiny Desk series. If you've seen the Tiny Desk concerts before, you've experienced the unique setup. Bands mostly use acoustic or lo-fi instrument arrangements inside what's basically a large office cubicle. Indie rock outfit Alt J is getting to release their highly anticipated new album Relaxer on June 9th. So they stopped by. Here's a clip of the performance.
Girls from the pool say hi. The roads at 5 feet by year along England's east coastline. Was this your first time? Love is just a button we press last night by the campfire. Oh, these 3-1 words, oh, that we whisper like the rubbing hands of Taurus in Verona.
Such a small desk.
That is
even tiny.
That is a bucket list gig, guys.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. Again, when you guys go back to your secret white men meetings, please throw my name in there.
I will.
For NPR.
Yeah, we're meeting at Panera today. We would love to talk about that.
Hey, what was the one that was last year that was so good that we
the white guy meeting?
No, T-Pain. T-Pain.
Dude, it wasn't last year. It was a couple years ago.
was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
That was game changing.
The fact that T-Pain had
last year.
Anderson .Paak
Paak was
that was
incredible
great.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drum did one recently. Super good.
It's Anderson .Paak, by the way, even though it's P-A-A-K, and I've always said Paak because the 2 A's.
Right.
It's Paak. And you know how I know? I heard him say it.
It's official then.
Yeah, it's official. It's Anderson .Paak.
That's his name.
Yeah, dude, the T-Pain one. If you all haven't heard it, go back and look it up. Just
Phenomenal.
Google it. T-Pain, Mr. Auto-Tune, I'm on a boat guy.
Yeah.
Sings
and it's beautiful.
And he has a phenomenal voice, and he's totally insecure about it.
Yeah.
He's like, because he hides behind the autotune, and he talks about that, like he wears this mask, and he was exposed, and it's beautiful and vulnerable, and it's so good. And also, you hear his songs in a totally different light when they're like slowed down and talking about whatever club and strippers and all this stuff. And when it's slowed down and it's like beautiful
sounds
songs,
all beautiful.
Hey, in case you missed it, Facebook's next goal is literally to read your mind.
Speaking of which,
Mark Zuckerberg has hired Regina Dugan, who led both the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency and Google's Advanced Technology and Projects Group, to help him make advances on his next frontier, the mind. Dugan explained to BuzzFeed that in the near future, you might be able to update your feed with only your brain. Quote, we have a goal of creating a system capable of typing 100 words per minute, 5 times faster than you can type on your smartphone, straight from your brain. Back in 2015, Zuckerberg said, one day I believe we'll be able to send full, rich thoughts to each other directly using technology. You'll just be able to think of something and your friends will immediately be able to experience it too. Though it's not clear yet how the technology will work in terms of hardware, Dugan suggested a glasses-like device could be involved.
Here's why I don't care about that.
Okay.
And I'm just
because Eddie, we just talked about Kirk Cameron walking out onto your screen and joked about it for a good 5 minutes, and you cared deeply about that. But what you don't care about is a revolutionary technology that may connect people telepathically with being created by the most powerful corporation in the world. You care nothing about.
No, let me clarify. I don't want this technology because people at very slow typing rates seem to already share 3 to 4 paragraphs as a caption to a picture of a book they're reading about like morning drinking chai and reading books, and who cares? Just we got it. We all read books.
Here's the thing: I can't keep up with my own thoughts already. Right. Let alone do I want somebody else's invading my brain?
Right.
I'm still trying to keep up with my own. And secondly, not all my thoughts are good. And I'm like, I can't. The last thing I need, especially in like a social conversation, in the social context, when I'm not thinking about anything this person is saying or about how much I don't want to be in this conversation, I would hate that thought would go to that person's brain.
Well, the inevitable outcome here is you're sitting there on your computer and all of a sudden you're just thinking about something and Kirk Cameron is going to walk out. Kirk Franklin.
And he tells you, hold every thought captive, pervert.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna know, and they're gonna come out, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
Right. I have to say too, Prop's reason for not wanting this technology is completely legitimate and actually a little profound about not wanting your thoughts invaded.
Right.
Eddie's, which is he doesn't want to read more than 3 paragraphs about someone loving a unicorn frap, is a terrible reason, Eddie.
No, I think it's great. I think we already overshare. And I want actually more barriers between your mind and Facebook.
And my issue is that with augmented reality, I'm going to be walking around, and because I think something, a virtual Kirk Cameron is going to walk out into my physical space and judge me.
Right. I don't want people to know how much of my mental time is consumed crafting what I believe will be the funniest tweet I've ever written in my life. Right? Like, in just different versions of it. Right? Like, because I'm working on it now. My beard is as soft as a baby's beard. Right? That's a nice joke. It's not done, but I'm working on it. Something's going to happen.
You're workshopping it.
Right. I don't want people to know that for 3 or 4 weeks.
Rough drafts.
Right. That's right. Exactly.
Well, in case you missed it, Netflix's new true crime docuseries is about church corruption and the unsolved murder of a nun. Following the success of Making a Murderer, Netflix is getting ready to debut another true crime series called The Keepers. The show looks at the murder of a nun in Baltimore who works at an all-girls Catholic school where 2 priests were horrifically abusing students and then trafficking them to local police officers and others. It's believed that Sister Kathy Sesnick, who is just 26, was planning on exposing the abuse. The 7-episode series drops on May 19th. That is intense.
I saw the trailer. I'm like, man, Making a Murderer had intrigue and corruption, but this is an entirely different level of true crime journalism.
Man.
Yeah.
Because it's still unsolved, too. And, the stuff that she exposed, human trafficking, the church, local officials maybe having covered up her murder. This is, I feel like, could be a potentially very culturally significant series.
All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. You're listening to The Head and the Heart. The song is All We Ever Knew.
I wish I was.
What? Listen to your head and your heart.
I never get to make song jokes.
There you go.
And that's why.
At the beginning of the podcast, at the beginning of the podcast, you heard Mallrat.
I like that song.
For real.
That was kind of a fun song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like I was just cruising down the road in my Miata.
Were you a Mallrat when you were in middle school?
Miata.
Yeah. No, I was totally a Mallrat.
Were you really?
No.
I wouldn't either.
Am I going to go walk around Steinmart?
Steinmart's not in the mall. That's at a shopping center.
That's why it wasn't a mall rat.
Oh, okay.
We had a terrible mall.
Oh.
He was a mall rat at TJ Maxx. It was terrible. It was.
I've told you guys I was Santa though for 2 days, right?
What?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, because I had kind of the look for it. So, and
Why
Santa,
did it only last 2 days? I have to ask.
The real Santa went on vacation, and they were like, it was like a friend of a friend, and was like, hey, could you do Santa for 2 days? And it was glorious.
I only think of Elf, where he says you sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, smell like beef and cheese. But it is funny to me that I was like 17 though during it. So I'm like, what would you like for Christmas?
You just stopped believing in Santa like 2 years before.
Yeah. So, exactly.
Wait, I don't understand. What do you mean, be Santa?
Yeah. So am I just like a impersonator of the real guy, or?
I'm really confused. What do you mean he's sick? He's not going to be there. Is he going to be ready for Christmas? It's
filling in for him until he comes
this year.
Like after my shift, I just talked to my manager. I'm like, so how do I get everything that the kids told me to Santa? Because I wrote them all down.
I was taking very meticulous notes.
Email it.
You tell me the workflow here, and I'll take care of it. I'm sure he's on Slack.
Listen, that one kid wanted like 17 Xbox lunchboxes. I think he's going to sell them. Do I need to alert Santa about that? Because I don't think he needs them all. Is that up to me? Is that my judgment, or is it up to the big guy? Because I went ahead and told him one is pushing it, kid,
and one
they
kid
sold out everywhere.
And one kid asked if if Santa's gonna find him because he's gonna be on vacation. I didn't know what to tell him. I don't know.
I said doubtful.
How does that work?
I went ahead and put him on the naughty list because I don't know what Santa's travel arrangements are.
Okay, it's time for slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right, so the police in Silicon Valley made an arrest this week that I think has very disturbing implications. So they got a call from an office park alerting them that one of their security robots had been assaulted. Okay, so this office park is where they make the K5 security robots, and their slogan is "Robots winning against crime." The robot itself is called the Night Scope with a K. Okay,
no.
Night Scope.
This is all bad.
Yeah.
Everything about and it looks like a giant rolling egg, like a R2D2. Now, let me explain how Nightscope works really quick. So the idea is that businesses or malls or whatever can buy these. They roll around and they have like cameras all over them. And they say recording. So they're like recording anything that's, could be suspicious activity. And if they detect something, I don't really know all their detection. I guess they can detect if someone's like holding something that could be like a weapon, or they could like detect like shoplifting or like people running or like being rough or whatever.
Yeah,
and they start whistling at the person. It rolls over and
Like
starts
that?
whistling to try to get it to stop. To me, this big nerdy robot that's called Nightscope is literally asking for it. Okay, like if it's like imagine at the neighborhood pool. If you're running around the pool and a robot rolled up and started whistling for you to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, having one of these in a parking lot, just tattling on people, just being a big nerd, being a narc, just out there narking on people, a robotic hall monitor out there.
Yeah.
To me, getting arrested for assaulting that is the definition of entrapment. Okay, you got a big nerdy robot rolling around whistling at people for minor infractions. It's like, get off my back, dude. I parked on the line a little. Okay, I'm walking on the grass. Lay off, nerd robot. Okay, he's asking to get assaulted. This is
I feel like you should be able to hit a robot.
Almost like one of those blow up things that are weighted on the bottom, and you could punch it and it'd pop right back up.
Yeah, I feel like that's the justice of our relationship with robots is you should be able. You can
tell on me, but I'm knocking you out as hard as I can. I'm going to kick you,
right?
Robot.
You can spy on me. I'm allowed to hit you.
Okay.
I feel like, okay.
You invade my space, I'm invading yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it turned out the man, his judgment evidently was a little impaired because he was intoxicated. So he got in trouble for that. But also prowling, which is evidently a crime. And here's the thing. Like I said, this man, I feel like he was protecting human. He probably didn't know it was a security robot. He just saw this big weird egg rolling around whistling at him. And he did what any like normal human would do and stop the threat.
Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
This is how it begins. This is how it begins. So the company, K5 security robots, released a statement, and I'm going to read in a big nerd voice because that's how I feel about them. The robot did exactly what it was supposed to do. The assault was detected and immediately reported. This is the Dwight Schrute of inventions, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a mechanical Dwight Schrute.
That's hilarious.
The alarms on the robot sounded, and the suspect attempted to flee the scene and was detained by one of my colleagues until the Mountain View police arrived. Your nerdy robot is a threat, and I applaud this man. And he did what any rational human would do if they got if they saw a big tattletale robot rolling around next door.
Right. The moment I am walking through a parking lot in the evening and I hear ding, fellow human, you have gotten too close to the premises. Please back. I'm going to start. You got to do what you got to do. He's allowed to do whatever
or please
he wants.
keep off the grass, or please don't throw your Taco Bell wrapper, or please don't leave your Taco Bell wrapper right on the park bench. Shut up, Tattletale. I'll do what I want because I'm a human and I'm self-aware and I know how to love. So just roll away. Yeah, you know what they need? We're one step away from Judgy Kirk Cameron patrolling the parking lot. Is what's happening.
Judgy Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, so right now, Night Scope is only deployed at businesses in Silicon Valley, but it's only a matter of time before we get these big nerds rolling around our malls and our shopping centers. So I just want to let everyone know that evidently it's against the law to assault them.
So I'm going to be like, hey, man, that white dude just dropped his Taco Bell thing. First of all, black people don't eat Taco Bell because we know that's not real Mexican food. So why you ain't stop that guy, you stupid robot? Your programmer's racist.
That's right. It's literally, I was about to say all of that. Exactly right, Prob.
Jesse, I assume that you have there in Virginia. I just looked it up. In Virginia, you have the option of getting different types of license plates.
Yeah.
One of the options available to you, which I assume you have acquired, is the "Don't Tread on Me" license plate.
That's right. That's right. And it just doesn't go to the government anymore. Now it goes to, these robot creatures that are out there telling on me for stuff. I got a ticket the other day for turning right on red because the traffic light cam caught me. I don't need that technology. I don't need big tattletales. That's what they are. They're not big tattletales. They're just telling. They're just the person in class that's telling everything you do.
You've taken on big floss. You've taken on big. Now you're taking on big tattletale.
Exactly. I don't need nerd goody two shoe robots. I want cool robots that do cool stuff that like fly and can take me back in time. And if I can be a maid or something,
or just like be a friend.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you can. This cool company invented a robot with cameras that can roll around and detect all this kind of stuff. Let's make him a big nerd tattletale. Let's do that. Let's start off on the right foot. No, I want the funny class clown jock robot as a friend.
Yeah, have you seen Iron Man? I mean, make a real robot.
That's right.
Yes.
Make an Iron Man.
Or just like
not
a cool
tattletale
robot that like, you want to go out to the local ball field and it'll pitch and you can hit some.
They have those. They're called pitching machines.
Yeah, but that one can't walk with you and drive in your car with you and go and field the ball. Like you just kind of want like a baseball robot.
Baseball robot.
You know what I mean? Or just like a play and catch robot. I guess I'm looking for a dad robot.
You need a dad.
I want the robot. Look, if you're gonna give the robot like a personality, like in this case, a huge tattletale nerd.
Yeah.
Why not give? I want one that's like the bad boy that's leaning up on the hood of the Camaro, smoking a cigarette, revving the engine, telling me to get in because he's got some fun plans for us. That's the robot friend I want. I want to go do donuts in the principal's front yard with my robot.
I would never go with that robot. I don't trust that robot.
Why is your robot in an 80s movie, bro?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Eddie wants a dad robot.
I do.
Not the big nerd tattletale robot. That, you know what? When it gets asked out to the dance, they actually have a makeover, and it's pretty attractive. You didn't know. Hiding under that nerdy exterior.
Yeah, because it takes those nerd glasses off, and all of a sudden you're like, wow.
I didn't even notice.
I never even saw you before.
Nerd robot. You let your hair down and took off your glasses.
Wow, you're literally like a different person right now.
So I just feel like
Eddie, you want a father figure robot.
Right. Like I want to be walking with my robot, and I want it to just be like, ding, I love you, Eddie. And I'm like,
oh, love
thank
you too, nerd robot.
Robot dad.
The Jesse wants a kind of a bad guy, kind of cool guy friend robot to go on adventures and be cool with.
Ding,
yeah, build a tree house, toilet paper somebody's yard, like cool stuff. Not some nerd telling on people for prowling. That's not even a crime in my book. If it's a parking lot, you can walk through it.
I need a robot that's always going to have something funny and snarky to say about every possible situation.
Yeah, and it's really tuned into your sense of humor. It's not just like
cycling through. Typically my sense of humor.
Yeah, it can read your thoughts. That's the key.
I feel like that's
I don't know about that part.
sort of what Jesse and I are trying to do with you is just dial it in to really get to the prop core of what he thinks is funny.
True.
Yeah.
So I had my mind blown this week, and I realized this is the right slice to bring to this group because you all are media savvy consumers and creators, and wanted to run this idea by you. Well, it's not my idea. Jimmy Wales, who you may know that name, he's the guy that founded Wikipedia. And in the early days of Wikipedia, it was basically panned as being unreliable because people could add anything in and it would stay. But over time, the community around Wikipedia has grown so rabidly intense, and the safeguards around it's actually grown in stature. It's not still accepted in an academic setting, but generally the information you're going to find on it is not altogether wrong. And it's been a pretty reliable source of people getting information. So I've been fascinated by Wikipedia, and I love reading it. It's like strangely one of my favorite websites to go down just the rabbit hole forever.
Really?
Yeah, because you just keep clicking on the links within it, and you're like, oh man. Because I was watching that. I don't want to talk about it.
What?
It's embarrassing. It's one of my dumb shows.
What?
That feud one about Betty Davis and Joan.
Yeah, you watching that?
Oh, I've been burning up that show. It's so good. And I found myself like just reading about the movie, and it was like an hour later, and I'm like, welp, I guess I'm not going to bed now because I'm.
Can I tell you why I don't like Wikipedia anymore?
Yeah.
It's because there are so many safeguards. It's not easy to hilariously vandalize pages.
Oh man, I had in college. I put that Tony Danza was the parent of one of the presidents, and it stayed on for like a week.
Yeah,
like just
I used to change them or create them. I won 2 bets by doing that before.
Yeah,
by just making up bogus trivia and creating a Wikipedia page. Now you can't even do that. They got big nerd robots patrolling it. They're ruining everything. Every good joke is ruined by some dumb nerd robot.
So this idea, which I think is just really an exceptional experiment in crowdsourcing, is being taken to combat fake news. He is creating something called Wiki Tribune. And so and it's in their launch stage now.
Just
I think
rolls right off the tongue.
Wiki Tribune. Yeah. So
yeah, totally. So catchy.
So the
rural juror. How could anyone possibly get this wrong?
So the model is similar. They are hiring actual journalists to create news stories, but before the news story is published, it gets to be communally vetted by people that are fact checkers, by people that have.
So it's going to be real reporting, and it'll be vetted reporting.
And there's no advertisement, and there is nothing.
How are they paying their staff?
Because it's all through donations. They'll say people will want to read this, and so they give a donation. Now, of course, they're still beholden to the readers, so they're still caring about putting up content, but they're saying that this idea will increase the validity of the content and be a kind of answer to fake news, which I think is just a completely fascinating idea. It seems somehow like I'm missing a piece of it.
It's almost like it's not just fake news, but news maybe without bias. I mean, because like you could say, I mean, I subscribe to the New York Times and I read it, and I'll be actively reading an article going, there is a perspective that they're reporting these facts through, that they're wanting me to come to a conclusion, you know, and there's nothing necessarily factually wrong in the piece, you know, but I can tell that they're emphasizing certain facts, de-emphasizing other facts because there's human bias, the author. And because so it would kind of eliminate that because they would have it vetted from different perspectives.
And because
that's
it's open source, it's not just like it's going to be a liberal rag and people are going to have the opportunity to do exactly what they did on Wikipedia and make it accurate. And I think the thing that I'm most interested in is what it's just going to look like. But I wonder if we'll actually want to read it because I think we like our news to have a little bit of a edge in it. Like I wonder how
it affirms your worldview kind of, or challenges, or you disagree with it. Like, you want to have a response to it.
Reading about the Syria attacks is a very factual. Here's a thing that happened. I wonder if I'll want that. But so I'd be fascinated to see how this works. But it does seem like a really brilliant response to the big conversation.
I mean, news has fundamentally forever changed. I mean, like the headline news channel was literally a half hour, just recapping of headlines, that when it ran 24 hours a day. And now it's just nothing but opinion because Fox News and CNN's ratings plummeted in the last decade because they were trying to be just kind of normal and in the middle. And then, the extremes are what got all the ratings. And so now they have to have more. I mean, it's like we have our taste has changed.
All information from an academic perspective, all information has bias. If it comes out of somebody's mouth, there's a bias because we all have a worldview. That's impossible to not have a worldview when you say something.
I don't know. But hold on. Not all information. I could say there is error. And that is just a fact. There's no bias behind that statement, right?
Of course there is.
What? There is error? That is just a fact.
No, you giving that information comes from a worldview. Your worldview is
that there's error
exists, right? Because me and you believe that there was a creator, God, that made this possible for our humans to exist. That's your worldview. That's fine. It doesn't make it any less factual, but it's just coming out of your mouth.
What do atheists think about air?
my not to be like contrarian, because I could see the benefit of like crowdsourcing fact checking, because that's essentially what they're doing, right? Is they're crowdsourcing the fact checking part of journalism. But I also, like, as someone who works in journalism and media, I also think that there is a benefit to just recognizing outlets that maintain professionalism and, allowing trained journalists and editors to do their job. Yeah. And sometimes that's omission, sometimes that's emphasis. And obviously, like, perceiving bias is important. But at the same time, like, there's other kinds of news than just like presentations of facts. Like, not every news story is just like a, encyclopedia entry, or like the inverted pyramid, as they say, when you're learning to do news writing, where you present the important, the who, what, where, when, and why right up front. Like a lot of the best news writing these days and a lot of the best news journalism involve anecdotes, and they involve color, and they involve, selectively including interviews and perspectives to tell a holistic story. And I think the risk of being overly reliant on crowdsourced fact checking is that if you strip journalism of its color and of its multiple perspectives and the touch of a good writer or editor, you limit the impact that certain stories can have.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, basically what we're talking about is, that like weird AM channel that just factually states weather.
Yeah.
And the barometric pressure and stuff like that. That's it's essentially
like a robot that does it.
Right. That's essentially what this site is going to become, because it's just going to be
it's C-SPAN.
It's going to be a statement of facts and not color and perspective and context.
I just wonder what this will end up looking like and feeling like, and I think it's a really interesting experiment and a really interesting kind of
there you go.
option.
I can see the benefit of it, but there's also like a time when you go on WebMD and you look at some answer site about medical symptoms, and there's a time you go to a doctor who's trained to actually diagnose you. And so I think, look, there's a benefit to looking at crowdsourced facts, but there's also a benefit to reading quality journalism from a professional. And, as long as that's not lost in all of it, I can see the benefit. But I also think there's a risk if people become overly reliant on it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what do you have, Prop?
Well, I have yet another sort of corporation that has clearly gone tone deaf. But this one's funny for different reasons. But it's not funny in that sense, like, oh my gosh, this sucks, they're not following the culture. This is, oh my God, this sucks, you guys are literally blind. So a couple weeks ago, Topshop released this new line of sort of pants for the fashion forward mom who desires to participate in some of the new trends, but really just has an issue with some of the loosey-goosiness of it. So they created these mom jeans that have clear knees, like torn jeans, except it's not torn. It's a perfect rectangle cut out of the knee area with a plastic sheet over it.
It's a window. It's a knee window.
A knee window.
It's a knee window. So you're like, so it's for the mom that's like, I'm hip, but I got class.
I don't want to be showing the skin.
Because is this in response?
But it's
I don't want you to be able to touch the skin.
Yeah, there you go.
We got to keep it a little barrier.
There is a thing called neavage. That's a thing. You should click it, right? And I'm not going to show bare neavage.
I clicked neavage once, and a little video of Kirk Cameron came out on my screen and said, I know what you're looking for.
Very judgy.
Very judgy. I was just looking for a patch.
Yeah.
I don't understand this at all.
Is this in response to the all clear jeans that were recently released by Topshop or Nordstrom's?
Not in response. This was the next evolution.
Oh my.
So the clear jean was the evolution, because apparently the knee window sold so well. Here's the funny part. The clear window didn't sell so well. Right.
Yeah.
So they went, hey, this is wildly successful. Parentheses, it's not wildly successful. Let's go ahead and let's just go full Kirk Cameron out here and just make completely clear plastic jeans. And the internet had a field day, like one of the funnest collective moments of us as a society enjoying making fun of this company by thinking this was actually a good idea, right? So I go this morning to click the link to see if I could buy some clear jeans, and guess what? This item is not found. I'm like, you know what? See, power to the people. And the trick is, like I said last time I was here, that humor is probably our greatest weapon. When you make fun of a company, they start listening.
Right.
You can protest. You can say a lot of different things. But you know what you got to do? Crack jokes mercilessly, and then they'll pull it down.
Wait, okay, hold on. I'm tracking here. So there was a company did the square knee patches out of plastic, and kind of building on that trend, Topshop made completely clear plastic jeans. Like,
it's the same company.
Oh, it's the same company. Topshop did both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, like, it's almost like the Kermit meme with Kermit as like the Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Looking at each other, and they're going, man, these knees were stupid. Also, me, make full pants.
So you're wearing these full plastic jeans. Obviously, you've got some sort of shorts on underneath them for modesty reasons. But if we've ever worn a raincoat, you get sweaty in that thing.
That's my thing, dude.
But maybe it's like a porous plastic, like the kind of plastic that they use to put up like signs on a sandwich shop.
I'm looking at a picture of it. This is literally like leg raincoats. Like they are.
You made the greenhouse effect on your legs.
You're getting just steamy up in there. And like literally you can see the steam then happening inside the pants.
Absolutely disgusting.
Well, here's the thing. If I'm a wrestler who's like cutting weight, these pants are great. If I'm literally anyone else on earth, this is the most uncomfortable pant possible. But like,
also,
it's just a sweat trap.
Look at it.
God, the worst part is that it would be
it's like plastic wrap on your legs.
It would be like selective. So like my thighs would just have like
moisture
That's
right
what I'm
there. You've got a little
yeah, it's like, hey, dude, I don't know if you noticed, but your right thigh's fogging up.
This is crazy. And so the internet, you're saying the internet, had made so much fun of Topshop that they pulled it.
Yeah. Huh? You know what's great, dude? Here's what's great is I can actually track, like, so with the Pepsi debacle, I could have no way I have no inroads as to how they thought this was a good idea.
Right.
With this one, though, this is what makes it the most entertaining is I can actually put myself in that idea room. I can see them sitting around like, dang, the torn jeans are coming back. Remember how your mom used to always be like, Joe, did you buy your jeans like that? And then people started selling them that way. And then we're going, Doc, how can we get on that without who wants to do, but man, the fray, and how do you stop the fray? Sometimes your jeans get torn all the way up to the thigh. Like, yo, what if there was a way we could stop? What if there's a way we can make a torn jean still look kind of knee where it's like it's torn, but it's like, and then hey, I have an idea. What if, now I'm just spitballing here. What if there was some sort of sheen on there that made sure the cut stayed where they were? Dude, who would wear that? You know who would like that, dude? My mom. My mom would like to stay in style, but like doesn't want like torn jeans. Dude, let's do it on mom jeans. Oh, I'm telling you, I could be in the room.
So I'm picturing the thing going down totally differently. I'm picturing like a dude showing up for work, and they're like, "Hey, Frank, you ready for the big jean meeting today?" And he's like, yeah, totally, the big jean meeting. I've been planning all week for it.
It was on his calendar. Big jean meeting.
Head right in, got my notepad, and he's like, okay, think, Frank, think. And he like looks out the window. It's like window, perfect, window. It's on the knee. Okay, I'm ready. I'm heading in. And he pitches it, and they just think it's brilliant. It's because that's how that went down.
It's not like a clear patch holding a fray together. It is literally a large rectangle shaped like a window. The only person I could see wearing these jeans other than uncool moms is Russell Westbrook. I could see him rocking these and thinking that they look good.
Totally.
He's just wrong.
Yeah, I like the idea that he's just standing there at the pitch meeting and he just pulls out of his bag just a Crystal Pepsi, and he said, "There's just the future is now. We got to hop on this trend.
Yeah, the clear trend.
Let's do this."
That's hilarious.
A clear difference.
The clear difference.
Topshop.
Mom jeans, Topshop. Clearly different.
You know what the next big thing is? Knees. How are we going to get on the knee train?
The knee train.
I'll tell you.
So power to the people. See, humor. Make fun of a company, and they'll conform to what we want.
Of a company.
Maybe those nerd robot makers will learn a lesson because I'm roasting you today, nerds.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Jenn Johnson joins us.
The entire street out of town just so I can be alone with you. Now, when you're ready,
You're listening to Amy Shark. The song is Adore. It's actually, oddly, it's about window jeans. Knee windows.
She loves them.
She adores them, yeah. This week's featured interview is brought to you by Movement, a watch brand started by two broke college kids that wanted to wear stylish watches but couldn't afford them. Yep. Movement was founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. That's how you live your life, Eddie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like my Kirkland dress shirts. I like just your regular American Apparel 50-50 t-shirt and a lovely pair of Gap jeans. Done.
Yeah.
And I'll splurge a little
and
on
a nice
shoes.
Movement watch. By selling their products entirely online, Movement was able to cut out the middleman and the retail markup in order to provide the best price possible. Watches start at just $95. The revolutionary pricing, along with Movement's classic design, quality construction, and styled minimalism, has led to over 500,000 watches being sold in 160 countries. I did the math. That's a lot of watches.
Yeah, they're great watches. I have two, and I regularly get compliments on both of them.
I am ready to invest.
Just go to mvmtwatches.com/relevant, and you'll get 15% off today. Plus, with free shipping and free returns. That's mvmtwatches.com/relevant. Join the movement. Jenn Johnson and her husband Brian are the co-founders of Bethel Music, a worship collective that's released more than 15 albums, including their latest, Starlight, which released this month. I saw them at the Jesus Culture Conference last month. And
wow.
It was the first time I had seen Jenn, lead in person, and I'm telling you, her worship leadership is, just the presence, her voice is it was amazing. I was doing little video
Selfies.
snippets, little Instagram stories of it. It was just I couldn't believe it. She's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, did you attend that conference?
Yeah. I spoke, but also attended the sessions because I wanted to experience, Jenn Johnson and Brian leading worship
You're
for
a better
myself.
person.
Did you
You're a
get
better
a,
person
was
than
there
I
a
am.
swag bag that
I did
included
get a swag
shirt?
bag. I got Nikes in my swag bag.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good swag bag.
Did you get a shirt with Kirk Cameron's face with a line through it that says "Only God can judge me"? Because if so, they stole that.
I'll tell you what, you sure didn't leave those Nikes in my trunk.
Nope, no, I did not. I wore them yesterday. We recently spoke with Jenn about the new album, Bethel, and the power of worship music. Here is Jenn Johnson.
There's no word unseen. There's no space between you and I. You are closer than the very oxygen I'm breathing in. Oh, I breathe you in. You are God with us. You are here with us, Emmanuel.
Well, there, let me hear a little bit about why y'all got started doing worship in the first place. Did it start with Bethel, or were you doing it for a long time, and then what did it look like?
Yeah, Brian and I both grew up in the church, and we both, we got a guitar or a piano at younger ages, and just started playing and serving in children's church or youth group or, just kind of home groups wherever we could, just leading worship or playing guitar or piano. And so we both started writing when we were younger also, and it just kind of organically grown. We were handed the worship department from Bethel. Brian's dad's the pastor, Bill, and he's amazing. And he, gave us, we were newly married, and he gave the whole worship department to us to lead. He was over us, but in about the year 2001, that time. And so, from there, we just were writing and serving the local church, and the conferences were growing, and the church was growing, and, we were just faithful with what we were given, and growing the team, and really cultivating what we felt God was asking us to do, which was to create something that was very local and also had a global expression and overflow from what was happening at home. And we really felt a severe calling to healthy families and to not live our lives on the road, but to, do that as an overflow, but with a healthy family and schedule. So, we just, to the best of our abilities, have built and grown and written and led how we have felt. And God's just done a really beautiful thing. But we are home. We're really connected to our home church, Bethel, and we're leading there almost every other week. And when we're not there, when we're not leading, we're still on the front row unless we're, on a trip once a month or so. So yeah, it's just been really organic and grown really beautifully. So we're so happy and thankful. But that's kind of been our back road.
Take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the way. He's in the way. And hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing.
So for me, King of My Heart is just a song that a friend of ours wrote, John Mark McMillan's wife, and I think she had some help with it. But when our team heard that song for the first time, it just struck this chord in us of like, yes, this is what we believe. Just the goodness of God and just the God is with us theme. So even though it wasn't our song, our whole team are constantly writing, but we're constantly listening for what we feel God's saying in other songs, and we never want to, drink our own Kool-Aid and be all about our own movement. That's gross, I think. So the cross-pollination of what God's doing around the world, we never want to miss because we're so caught up in what God's doing in us. And so it's this beautiful tension that our whole team carries. And so when that song came through, it has stayed with us, and it's this just constant theme for us. So King of My Heart is one of I love that song. God I Look to You is really personal to me. Anything that who we love so much and so dearly. And, that's a song that I wrote, probably 5 or 10 years ago, maybe even more, I don't know. But it's just a really personal song to me because it came from just being overwhelmed. And I was in the car just feeling overwhelmed. And I would sing this, God, I look to you because I'm overwhelmed. And I just remember the Lord clearly speaking to me, and he said, if you keep singing that, you're going to stay that way. And why don't you flip that and make it a prophetic statement of, God, I look to you, I won't be overwhelmed, and sing that and partner with that. So, not to ignore what I'm going through, but really to prophesy my way out of it. And it changed my life. And that song, I worked on it and developed it to be a full song out of that, but it really came from an encounter. So for me, that's a really personal one, and having Franny sing it is so beautiful because it really touched her in a similar season in her life with young kids that I had written it from. So for me, that was super cool. The Wind is by Melissa Helter, who's on our team, and she's just such a strength, and she's been through so much, even with her own body, physically, but she constantly keeps her head above the water, and she's a picture of strength in yourself from the Lord. I love this woman. I love everything about her life, and Catch the Wind is really beautiful for me because it spoke to me when I really was caught up and kind of clouded. My mind was a bit clouded with just the sometimes dumb stuff of life. And it was really this invitation to not get caught up in the things of this world, but really to catch the wind of like what was God saying and to be focused on what he was doing and not just what was in front of me in the natural. So Catch the Wind is a very beautiful invitation to lead a spirit-filled life where you're following the wind and not looking at the circumstances, but really following, sometimes what you can't even see, the Spirit. So that's a really personal one for me too.
Your faithfulness will never let me down. I'm confident I'll see your goodness now. I know you hear my heart, I'm singing out. There's nothing that can stop your goodness now.
That was Jenn Johnson. Stay tuned. Up next, we look inside the new issue of Relevant.
To spell it out loud, just screw it up, plot twist, moved on and how you want me. You're playing games like you wanna be. Shots fired, tough luck, you're kidding yourself. Plot twist, moved on and how you want me. You're playing games like you wanna be. Wanna be. I don't want it. I don't want it. And you want me. And you wanna be. Oh. I just don't wanna be.
You're listening to Sigrid. The song is Plot Twist. Well, this is the part of the show where every 8 weeks or so, we kick Eddie out and bring in Aaron Hanbury, our editorial director. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm back since my big breakout podcast performance a few weeks ago.
That's right.
That led to propaganda coming on.
A lot of people say our best episode ever.
I've heard multiple people say it's the best episode ever.
Yeah.
TV writers have given up since then because it was so good.
Yeah. They can't recapture the magic, so why try, right? Aaron joins us because we want to give you guys a behind-the-scenes look at the brand new issue of Relevant, which is releasing this week. If you remember last issue, our March issue, debuted a big redesign for the publication and exciting new era. And this issue is no sophomore slump. We're excited about it.
Really fun.
On the cover is one of our favorite new artists, Maggie Rogers. You know Maggie because last year she a video of her and Pharrell kind of broke out.
Absolutely.
And she was a student, and he was a guest at a master class. She was a student in college, and they played her song for Pharrell, and he was really speechless.
Yeah.
And the ensuing conversation kind of went viral. That's when she got on everybody's radar. Her song Alaska, which was the song in that video, blew up and has tens of millions of plays on Spotify. And she just released her debut EP. We saw her at South by Southwest, and she's the real deal, folks.
Yeah, and she doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, a lot of buzz still, a lot of momentum.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we thought, last issue we had a legendary filmmaker, Martin Scorsese, on the cover, and we went on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Literally the opposite person.
No, right. No, but it really is. It's like we were intentional about that, where it's like, here's somebody who is looking back at a very intentional and significant career in the last cover story. In this one, we're looking at somebody who we believe is going to be a significant artist at the very beginning of it all.
Yeah,
and the conversation reflects that kind of hope and path. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and she, all the different inspiration she had from being a folk song reader to moving to a songwriter to moving to dance EDM inspired music to why she likes hymns and it's a really fascinating look at who we think could be one of the next big music stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a little bit of Maggie. Also in the issue, we cover the intersection of faith and culture and justice and life, and this issue is packed. I mean, especially with like really great conversations with people creating significant media and TV and films. Jesse, you had a conversation with Pete Holmes, and Pete, grew up in the faith. He has a show on HBO right now, which is autobiographical of sorts, about him going through a divorce and then kind of couch surfing as he tried to, become a comedian and start his career and kind of have to reboot life. And it's fascinating how it very candidly deals with his little Christian bubble kind of being burst and going through that, which is actually what his life trajectory really was.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that was surprising when we first started watching Crashing is faith plays such a huge role in the show. I mean, the last episode featured, a baptism, and to be able to talk to Pete about why it was so important for him to have that included. He collaborated with Judd Apatow on the show, and he talks about that in the interview about how, when he was talking to Judd about it, how he wanted to do something different. He wanted a character whose response to these different situations, some of which are heavy, some of which are funny, would be from the perspective of someone of deep and devout faith. And so it was such a fun conversation, and just learning a lot of the details of why he wanted to include Joel Osteen in the show, some of his own background and growing up in like the world of Christianity, but also trying to break out into comedy. Super fun conversation with someone who I think is one of the most interesting voices making TV right now.
Also an HBO show that's making a lot of buzz right now, or getting a lot of buzz right now, is The Leftovers from show creator Damon Lindelof, who also is co-creator of Lost. Right. And it deals with a community.
It's essentially based around the Christian idea of the rapture.
But he doesn't call it the rapture.
They never say that, but I mean, it's essentially, that's where if you're familiar at all with the kind of the Christian idea, you can't help but.
And you had the conversation with him.
Yeah, I had the conversation with Damon. I call him Damon now.
Yeah. I call him Dame. I call him Dame Dash sometimes.
I call him Big D. He's cool with that.
He doesn't like Big D.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's not returned my calls after that, but I do call him that.
Well, honestly, you guys know, I do interviews a lot. It's a heavy portion of my work week is talking to various people about their work. This was one of my favorite for sure. Damon was a lot of fun. Obviously, talking about Lost. Lost was such a huge cultural phenomenon. And then Leftovers is really interesting. He's doing interesting things with it. And he's just an interesting guy. Outside of the work we see, different takes on life and work and faith and all those kind of things. So hopefully the piece reflects that. I mean, it was a great conversation, and we're happy with how it came out.
One of my, I don't want to say favorite stories in the issue, one of the most moving ones was our conversation with Levi Lusko, who's a pastor in Montana. He's friends with guys like Carl Lentz and Judah, and he tells the story of the tragic death of his 5-year-old daughter, and how his family has dealt with that, and how he's dealt with that, and it's just really moving. And it's not like, hey, here's a profile about this up and coming pastor. It's just a really compelling, human.
Well, and what's
narrative.
so just jaw dropping about that whole story, but what happened to Levi is that it's not that this makes it easier for anybody out there, but it's not like his daughter had cancer and they had any prep time. She had an asthma attack and died 45 minutes later. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you think about how many people have asthma? That's not a big deal at all.
Right.
I mean,
you have an inhaler. You just don't think that could actually happen.
Hearing him walk through what that looked like for them is truly moving.
Yeah, it really was. The issue also on the faith spectrum, we have a piece on a prayer and how to pray when you want God to use you by Adam Weber. Yeah. He's a pastor as well. It's a great piece. It's specifically about something that a lot of us, have prayed, and what do you do when God doesn't answer that prayer the way you think he would?
Sure. Yeah. And like you said, we all have that sense of we want God to use us, but then what do we do about that? And especially, how do we do about that and not be selfish? Hey, God, give me a huge platform.
Right.
So Adam touches on that head on.
We also talked to the ever controversial Rob Bell.
He's back.
He's back, y'all. He's taken on the Bible, and it was a interesting conversation about his perspective on the Bible. I mean, it's we like to publish things that get people seeing the world from different perspectives. We like publishing challenging ideas sometimes. We like kind of just making sure, like Eddie was talking about earlier, media literacy. We want to make sure that we don't, that we look at the world with a broader perspective. And so you have Levi Lusko in the issue, and then you have Rob Bell, and those are two very different streams of Christianity. And it's interesting to be able to publish ideas that maybe straddle those. We have Brian McLaren's, or different charismatic leaders. I mean, we try to pull from all the different streams of what God's doing and saying today. And you may have very strong opinions about Rob Bell's theology, and that's fine. Good.
Yeah,
but don't be ignorant to what he's saying. And here's a conversation with him about this new book that he has about the Bible. And I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can say that it's not, nobody can say that it's boring when you either hear from Rob
that's
Bell
the thing.
or talk to Rob.
Agree or disagree, he is always interesting.
On the music side of things, we have one of our favorite artists, Local Natives, is in the issue. If you've listened to this podcast, you've probably heard about half their album. We played so many of their tracks. We love them. We talked to them about their new album, Sunlit Youth. Here's a little bit of Local Natives' Dark Days.
And with fear for the afterlife.
We look at a domestic justice issue that nobody's really talking about, the urban food crisis. We talk about food, go into this issue of food deserts and ways that, food deserts are where a fresh grocery option is not available within, I think, a mile in an urban area, and in rural areas it's like 5 miles.
Distance,
and it's also in rural areas too, but in urban areas it's a mile. Where there's major populations and big cities that just straight up don't have access to healthy options. They have to buy their groceries at essentially the corner store, and it's a lot of processed and prepackaged foods, and it's a domestic food crisis, and there's something that we can all do about it. And the article talks about practical solutions, how you can make a difference in your city.
This was actually one of my favorite pieces in the article because, like you said, it hits a domestic justice issue, but it's not just that. There's also very tangible ways to fix it. And the ways to fix it would be like really fun and a great way to invest in your community. So it kind of hits on all cylinders.
And like Cameron was saying, it's one of those issues that doesn't get enough attention. And it's really cool to be able to highlight something, not just a problem, but practical solutions.
It's summer. This is the beginning of our summer issue. It's May, June. And so we got a couple of summer features as well. 10 trips that could change your life. 10 summer trip ideas. I want to do like all of them.
Yeah, we love this kind of feature, where we get to just highlight different spaces, ways you can spend your money. And what's cool about what we were able to do here is if you have a large chunk of money to set aside for your summer travels, we have a suggestion for you. If you don't have much and you just kind of have a weekend because you're a human who has a job, we've got some stuff that you can do too.
Yeah. And also, while you're on that trip, we have the summer reading guide. We do this every year where we highlight some of our favorite books that are out, and we also talk to some of our favorite authors. The summer reading guide, something that people look forward to every year.
Everything you need from summer for your summer is basically in this.
Yes.
The whole issue. Yeah.
You can learn about the artists you need to listen to, the spiritual things.
Yeah, we got your soundtrack. We got your reading plan.
What else you need to read.
Your destination, your itinerary.
The TV to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Front matter of the magazine, our current section, we call it, we look at how society is probably getting millennials wrong. We look at Stephen Colbert's Late Night Theology, Demi Lovato's Sobriety, ways to break your cell phone addiction. We have a piece by David Crowder in the magazine. It's a packed issue. Love how it turned out. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Make sure to go look for it on newsstands. We're in a lot of Barnes and Nobles. If your local newsstand doesn't have Relevant, ask for it. It helps. They respond to that stuff. You can also go online at relevantmagazine.com. You can check it out there. You can view the whole issue and check out all the content. You can also support the magazine by subscribing right there at relevantmagazine.com. Subscribe today. Great job, editorial team. Excited for this issue.
Yeah, this was a really fun one.
It really was. I'm excited for people to see it. All right, stay tuned. Up next, oh boy, it's time. It's happening. Outlaw Hero, Part 2.
Your face. I thought it don't matter, 'cause it's the holiday season. And you feel such a big empty space. And I lay down beside you, and I wanted your loving, 'cause your love makes my life complete. Oh, the last thing I need, first thing this morning, is to have you walk out on me.
You're listening to Chris Stapleton.
Man, I love him.
The song is Last Thing I Needed, First Thing in the Morning. That's kind of how I feel about recording this podcast.
Man.
So the last thing I needed, first thing in the morning.
Chris Stapleton. That guy rules.
He does rule. I'm not a country fan at all, but I'm telling you, I saw him at Lollapalooza, and I've seen him live a couple times. I mean, he's got this kind of like Johnny Cash, kind of like, you don't have to like country music to love Chris Stapleton. He's got a blues kind of core to him.
He's like, he's like throwback, but not like doing it
It's not
sticky.
derivative.
He's
No.
like genuinely like he was just transported from another era.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And it's not, I don't like country at all, but man, Chris Stapleton.
Neither do I, but he did do a song with JT, and that was pretty amazing.
That's what
put him on my
best.
Yeah, that
ruled.
was the best.
Chris
Yep.
Stapleton, Andy Barron on his tour.
All right, it's time. It's been about 20 months since the last installment. It's now time for Outlaw Hero Part 2, The Reckoning.
What's the difference between an innocent prank and the crime of the century? What if the power team could have accidentally inspired a legal case that could soon challenge the institution of journalism and bring a pot-bellied man wearing Zubaz pants before the Supreme Court of the United States of America? Are there physical benefits to having sticks thrown at your bare back? These are the questions that I've laid awake and thought about on many nights. And one day, when I stumbled across a YouTube link of two individuals named Chop and Steele, I would soon discover that the answers to these questions were waiting right under my nose. And those answers were held by two men that some would call pranksters, and some criminal masterminds.
It was one of the scariest things we've ever done. Felt like we were robbing a bank.
Little did I know I was about to go down a rabbit hole so deep that I may never make it out alive. But before I get into the legal case that could bring Chop and Steele to the crossroads of the American legal system, you need a little background. You may remember a few weeks ago on the Relevant podcast, I had Cameron live narrate the incredible clip of two quote-unquote inspirational strongmen performing ridiculous, ineffective, and dangerous stunts on a morning show. Here's a brief trip down memory lane in case you missed it.
This is WEAU 13 News.
I've been waiting for this all show long.
I know, I'm excited.
The strongman duo Chop and Steele are here in studio.
Strongman duo Chop and Steele are here talking about their tour. Give thanks
right now
for
they are
strength.
showing Chop and Steele.
Well, an impressive feat by our strongman duo and what they're doing to educate people.
Okay, so every time these anchors are talking, they're showing the guys like kind of like waiting for their segment, you know, like, and the guys are holding, each of them, they are curling an object together. They each have an arm and a tire, and they're curling the tire on one of them, and then the other station, they each have a hand in the hole of a cinder block, and they're curling it. Steele is wearing a very tight shirt, which reveals his very flabby torso, and he has unnaturally large Zubaz stripe zebra pants on, and a do-rag. Steele is wearing uncomfortably high John Stockton shorts and a tank top.
At least they look the part. Yeah.
Sure, we all got some laughs that day. A lot of people did. That is, except for one group. The TV anchors. The TV network is now suing Chop and Steele for copyright infringement, fraud, and conspiracy to commit a wrongful activity. Now, Chop and Steele have found themselves at the crossroads of justice entertainment, fitness, and that's right, freedom. So, how did it all start? What led them on this path? To find out, I had to go to the source.
You know, we were bored teenagers in a small town in Wisconsin, and we kind of trace it back to, I was working at a McDonald's and found a training video for McDonald's janitors in a break room. And, couldn't believe how ridiculous it was and needed to show friends. So Joe is the first person I showed. We've been friends since 6th grade. And we, ever since then, have been, looking for more tapes that were that good. And luckily, we've stumbled across a lot of them over the years.
That fateful day at a Wisconsin McDonald's would soon go on to change their lives forever. Nick and Joe, as they were known, went on to launch the Found Footage Festival, a comedy tour centered on weird, forgotten videos. But with the tour came a problem. How do you promote comedy events based on old VHS tapes?
It actually all started because Nick and I do these morning news shows to promote Found Footage Festival. You know, when we're in a new town, we'll go to the local news station and try to get on the air to promote our show. And we hate doing them because, you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you wonder if anybody is even watching. But we appreciate their coverage and having us on. But still, we decided to entertain ourselves. And we started doing something maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. We called it the 2-word phrase challenge. And when we would go on the air, I would challenge Nick to say 2 words, 2 random words, and to work it into the interview. And the best example I have is I challenged him to use the words basketball murderer. He had to say basketball murderer on the air. He had to work it in somehow, and he did it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I was like, how do you even seamlessly work that in? But then at the end, the guy was like, so who are the kinds of people who make these videos you find? And I was like, little light bulb went off. They could be crazy. They could be basketball murderers for all we know. And, he wasn't listening. So the guy didn't bat an eye
at it either. No. So we decided to go on to bigger things after that. Then we were like, you know what? If we can get on these morning news shows, we could probably write up a press release for a fake person.
So, how do you write up a press release for a quote-unquote fake person? The answer is come up with a plan so diabolical, not even a basketball murderer could hatch it. I'll let a lawsuit recently filed by WEAU's Gray TV take it from here. Mind you, I'm reading from actual court documents that I've managed to get my hands on. Quote, a person identifying himself as quote-unquote Jerry Chubb, claiming to be a representative of Chop and Steele, emailed Hello Wisconsin anchor separately, asking each of them to help promote our shows in northern Wisconsin. The news release identified Chop and Steele as Joe Choppin' Shopson and Nicholas Steele Stelling, and said they would be performing a series of live events throughout the area, using their, quote, muscles to entertain and educate, promote unity, and address the subject of bullying and ways to prevent it through humor, courage, and self-respect. Still reading from court documents, the news release claimed that the pair had appeared on America's Got Talent, Steve Harvey, and the Hallmark Channel's Marie, and as feature entertainers at Disneyland's 60th anniversary celebration. Believing the information provided in the email and the press release, a WEAU anchor enthusiastically responded the same day to Jerry Chubb, stating that Hello Wisconsin would love to have Chop and Steele on the show program and asked for more details to prepare for their interview and demonstration. It was a fateful decision that would change their lives forever.
We're not strongmen by any stretch of the imagination. So that was the scariest part, the fact that we didn't look like the part we said we were.
But, I think when you really think about it, these news stations, they want an entertaining 5-minute segment in the morning, and we give them that.
So if they're admitting that they're not strongmen by any stretch of the imagination, where did the idea for Chop and Steele even come from? The answer would shock me to the core.
In our new show, there's a clip of these religious bodybuilders what are they called?
The power team.
The power team. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and we were sort of inspired a little bit by them and thought it'd be kind of fun to riff on
that. They do all that kind of stuff where they like break handcuffs and they, chop wood in half and so we thought that'd be perfect for our morning news show.
That's right, the power team. The muscle-bound evangelists known for crushing piles of flaming cinder blocks with their bare hands, ripping phone books in half, and literally scaring the heck out of a choir of the fire attendees. Everything was going perfectly until the perfect crime was almost spoiled by a muscle group that doesn't even exist. I think there's a moment where you're doing an exercise where one of you guys is hanging onto the legs of the other and pulling the other one up, and you're naming the muscle group, and I think you say the plats are being worked out.
It's actually plaps. P-L-A-P-S. Plaps.
Which, to my knowledge, I'm not into fitness, but that's not a real muscle group, right?
You've never heard of the plaps? You're like the only person I know who has never heard of the plaps.
Oh. I have entire plap days at the gym, so yours are atrophied, maybe.
Yeah. I got to get a workout buddy.
I'm concerned for you. I'm concerned for you and your plaps.
But despite the plap flap, Chop and Steele were able to pull their gag at news stations across the Midwest. But like all good crime duos, Bonnie and Clyde and Jesse James and whatever his buddy's name was, their crime spree had to come to an end, and it came in the form of a lawsuit filed by one of the anchors that didn't find their joke all that funny. But if there's one thing I've learned from Chop and Steele, it's that when someone throws a stick at your back, you don't just stand there and take it. Well, you do in that case. Actually, that's part of the exercise. But you don't go down without a fight.
We are actually going to fight it though. We're not gonna roll over because they really don't have a case at all. Like, we didn't do anything wrong. We used fair use on this, and
there are precedents for things like this, and it's protected. So they're barking up the wrong tree with this, and obviously, like, one of the things they said in their complaint was that this got unwanted publicity to the news station, and by filing a lawsuit and having it covered in the New York Post, they're only publicizing it more. So, it was not done maliciously on our part, and it's just kind of ridiculous. But we're really hoping that we can become like, sort of accidental freedom fighters. Yeah. And I told Joe I was picturing the cover of Rolling Stone with Chop and Steele nude but draped in an American flag. And
we want to go into the court dressed as Chop and Steele and like take the stand and that.
Yeah, I don't know if Zubaz makes suits, but I think I'm looking into it. We're working the plaps of justice.
In a world of fake news, Chop and Steele are offering a cold dose of the kind of reality we all need more of. The kind that slips into a tight t-shirt, a pair of Zubaz pants, and isn't afraid to karate chop through the brittle facade of the lamestream media. Though the fate of Chop and Steele now lies in the hands of the criminal justice system, these outlaw heroes have a message for anyone who stands in their way. Strength isn't about muscles. It's about power.
I'm a fool, have been seen. Heard them all, it's just another name. I feel good, nothing to hide.
I have a few things that I'd like to say in response to that.
Okay.
I think first, because
normally we don't play a segment like that and then immediately talk about it.
No, period.
Yeah,
normally we don't play a segment like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But we talk about it.
Outlaw Hero Part 2 requires an immediate cast response to what was just experienced by the listeners.
I have two things to say, and I'd like to be able to complete both thoughts. The first is that Jesse, as someone who I love and as my dear friend, I would like to congratulate you on this tour de force. It was insane. It was 45 minutes long. I'm not sure I tracked, and it was beautiful. And I
Had
am
a lot of twists. Had a lot
I'm
of
so
twists.
proud of you. This was your Mr. Holland's Opus moment, right? This is beautiful coal.
It was
Like,
a
this is-
masterpiece. It
was
literally was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I would also like to say that we must immediately take away his microphone and computer, because this seems like he just realized he can make the microphone record and do things. We need to keep him as a purely live element.
Yeah.
This was
no more pre-produced segments for Jesse.
because he
is what you're
produces the
saying.
show.
Right.
This is all just going to get worse, right?
No,
'Cause some of us,
this is an unleashing, is what it is.
Right. Some
This
of
is-
us make the Relevant podcast, the New Activist, and some of us do this.
This is a basketball rolling to the foot of Michael Jordan for the first time, and him picking it up and looking at it. And he stares at the basketball and says, "Prepare for the revolution." This is what that was.
Oh my goodness!
What an incredible!
This is Einstein. This is Einstein grabbing a piece of chalk and he's slowly writing E equals MC, and then he squares it, and he just like does a victory spin, to no one in particular. That's what this was.
Right.
A hole
This
in
was
the
an
universe
awakening.
opens. Yeah.
Yeah, an awakening, and what was capable, what Jesse's capable of, is what we just
Listen,
experienced.
I have been, fielding calls already. Netflix wants me on the next true crime docuseries, and I've told them no. I told them, that is unless you guys, don't want this. You don't want this kind of content. I got them lining up. This is hot right now, guys. This is the S-Town serial. I'm jumping on the train. Sure, I stole a little of their
Wrapped in
music, but I
wine.
had to get the vibe. I had to get people knowing what I'm doing here.
This was a dangerous peek inside of the unfiltered mind, right? Because usually you have us to kind of interrupt.
Right.
Well, this was just, hey, let's go in the playground.
Every
for a while.
writer needs an editor. Every artist needs a producer. This is what
Not this
happens
time.
when Jesse goes rogue and does it by himself.
Right, not this time.
Literally, the original cut of this, the cut down produced segment, was almost 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And what you all just experienced was, even as long as it was,
A Titan
was
14.
a tightened version of the original vision that Jesse had for everybody.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I'd like to release a director's cut someday. A lot was cut on the editing room floor, but some of it when you're directing this, you're just like, put the Top Gun theme song in there. I don't know why. Just do it. Just trust me on this. And you're like, holy cow, I can't picture it without it. Yeah, those are the type of creative decisions that you can't teach.
Right.
Like you can't go to film school.
go with
There's
the gut.
nothing that's going to teach
That's
that.
vision.
You just got to feel the story.
That's vision. All right. Well, there you go. That was Outlaw Hero Part 2. It happens about once a year. I think that's good. I think about once a year is a
Can I
good
just say
pace.
one more thing? Can I
Please.
just say one more thing in all seriousness about this? You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
There it is.
Thank you.
All right. Stay
You
tuned.
got
Up
a real
next,
privilege
your
for you.
feedback. You're listening to Justice. Figured we'd pick it back up, after that. It's kind of a little detox, a little dance party. The song is Safe and Sound. Safe and Sound, Justice. At the beginning of our feedback segment, we like to do our corrections and apologies that you guys always unsolicited, send us those throughout the week, point out things that we've done and said that were in error. We don't have any of those this week, but we would like to apologize for the segment you just experienced.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be the first
Just
time we can
proactively, we'll just preempt it.
I've never
just-
apologized on the show, but I am.
Are you
sorry.
apologizing because the rest of the show isn't to that quality? I don't really understand the
I think
apology.
I'd like to
Are you
apologize.
Oh, I get it. You're apologizing that it's over. Okay, that makes sense. I got you.
Apologize
That's
to
fair.
propaganda
That's
as well.
fair.
I think we owe propaganda and apology. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think I have I think my white card, I just got another stamp on it.
Yep.
So I'm almost into that J. Crew right now.
That was, yeah, that's true.
Congratulations, man.
I think I
Thanks,
understand
man.
that you guys are sad that it wasn't over an hour, which originally it was. But that's okay. Apology accepted. Apology accepted.
Jesse didn't show up for 4 different editorial planning meetings this week because he was working on that segment. So
yeah, I was. It's been late nights in the editing bay, and just there was a couple times where I had it completed and threw it out and started from scratch. I mean, you just know when you nailed it, and
This is amazing.
you just know. You just know.
It's time for your feedback. Last week we asked you what are the weirdest, best, and most ridiculous products that you've come across that solve problems no one actually has. We got talking about different inventions that are like on Shark Tank and different things that were just like, no, nobody needs that. We're fine. We're fine with how things are, and it just got us thinking about actual products that actually exist that solve problems that literally nobody has. You guys found some and sent them over to us on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. You also posted some on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites.
Can I preface this by saying I love the feedback section on the new redesign, that it's like integrated with Facebook, because not only do you see people's votes, but you see kind of like what their job is. So like the first one that I wanted to read is from Crystal. She is the co-owner, editor, and motion graphics designer at Lone Haven Films. It's
there you go.
Just gives you a little peek into the person.
She's a real person.
Yeah. So Crystal brought up a great one. It was toaster covers. Somehow, a number of baby boomers think that the unsightly appearance of a toaster in the kitchen counter is a problem that needed solving.
Yeah.
And she disagrees, and so do I. And it doesn't make it any better by putting some sort of like blanket over top
Well,
of it.
that's the thing. Like a grill cover makes sense because the grill's getting weathered, right? Like obviously you got to cover it. It's getting rained on or whatever. What is the point of the toaster cover?
No, I don't. I agree.
I agree. Crystal agrees.
Completely lost.
Timothy, who's a 911 dispatcher at the city of Branson government.
It's so interesting. I love this.
I'm assuming this is between calls. Or this was like a cat up a tree call or something. He's kind of phoning it in. He brought up the Juicero, which costs more to make juice than, and all you need is to make the juice packets is your bare hands. Did you guys see this big controversy?
No.
This was another ridiculous one.
Yeah.
They wanted to be like the Keurig machine of juicing.
Okay.
And so they were selling this high-tech juicer, which you insert these bags and you put your cup under it and you press a couple of buttons and all of a sudden it dispenses juice into a glass, like really good juice. Well, it turns out some enterprising journalists went ahead and just squeezed the bags with their bare hands, and it did the exact same thing that the $400 machine does, which is squeeze juice from a bag.
Way. That's funny.
Ashley Shearer, marketing coordinator at Dr. Shearer's Deerwood Family Eye Care, said the onion saver, which if you've never seen this, it's basically a Tupperware in the shape of an onion that when you cut half an onion, it saves it. But then she pointed out that because it's not clear, you kind of forget you cut an onion in half and then you open it up and you've got just mushy onion. So she ended up throwing the whole thing away and just using clear Tupperware.
Or just saran wrap or something.
Right. There are
or just eat the whole onion.
Right.
Like, what are you making where you only use half the onion?
There's a lot of things that could have happened besides an entire onion saver. So
That's
good job,
true.
Ashley.
Well, there's a bunch more. I mean, it's really funny. I mean, there's a lot of unnecessary. What is the point? I mean, is it just capitalism? People just trying to make money, I guess, sort of a thing?
Yeah,
I mean,
because I think like these are so silly, but also if I could do $10,000 and invent an onion thing and I'd probably get a couple million off this joke. I'd probably do it.
That'll do it for last week's feedback. You can chime in and read more. There's a lot more online. You should go check them out. They're funny. It's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, earlier we got talking about questionable fashion choices. I don't know if you can remember all the way back to slices. You've sat through a lot since then. But, we got talking about the window knee mom jeans and also the clear jeans and the fashion faux pas, the fashion mistake that those inevitably are. It got us thinking about times in our lives we've tried to switch up the fashion and maybe made a mistake here or there. We've all been there. Eddie, I'm looking at you.
Oh, 6th grade, I wore a Jordan, a Jordan shirt.
Yeah.
And not only was it pretty clear that I didn't play basketball, but like I barely knew anything about basketball and was just really ridiculed my first day of 6th grade.
Really?
And thought,
They ridiculed you?
why am I? Well, kids are the worst. But like, I was like, why am I wearing a Jordan shirt? But I was pretty pumped up about that. It seemed a lot geekier at the time than it does now, because now I'd probably wear it because I don't care.
I had an incident with sun in. You guys remember the problem with sun in?
Yeah.
Just really uneven. Just there was like that should not come in a spray bottle.
Right.
I mean, or you should have help applying it, or else you're going to get one patch. I happen to be right-handed, so the right side of my head actually worked pretty well.
There were like stripes of blonde on your back and stripes of black hair.
Spots, yeah.
And
it burned my scalp pretty bad.
Yeah. One day I went full crisscross, guys.
Oh
no way!
Yeah.
Oh,
I went full crisscross.
Please tell me it was last year.
I wish.
Man,
it was elementary school. I went full crisscross. You
for the whole day? Did you show up and just powered through for the day?
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the bathroom and turn your pants back around? It's like, I'm here now.
It's true.
Look, I'm in it. I'm doubling down. I'm going through the day with this.
What are you going to do, right?
Oh, that's great. So we want to know your bold fashion choices that maybe were a misstep. And we want to know your stories. You can hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your stories on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com, and we'll get to know you a little bit better.
Pierced my eyebrow.
Oh, yeah, I have twice, two different times.
Right, and never was it a good idea. Even when it was cool, we still looked stupid.
You pierced your eyebrow in high school?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I lived a very full life. I have a very full story.
So you're doing Santa on the weekends, and you used your mall money, and you got your eyebrow pierced.
Performing at choral concerts, as you know.
Wow,
Edgy Eddie, man.
I am
wearing your Air Jordan shirt and your pierced eyebrow.
Eddie,
wow,
you are almost the Dos Equis guy, bro.
But the worst, nerdiest version of the least interesting man in the world.
Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, hit us up. We can't wait. This is gonna be a fun one. Many thanks to Jenn Johnson for joining us this week. Bethel Music's new album, Starlight, is out now. You can follow her on Twitter at Jenn Johnson 20. She's amazing. And also thanks to Chop and Steel for joining us. I'll never forget that. That was something. There you go. There's the summary for that.
That was certainly a podcast.
It was a thing.
Right.
And the new issue of Relevant is out this week. Go check it out. Maggie Rogers is on the cover. It's packed with some great content. We think you'll like it a lot. Thanks also to the show's sponsors for making this episode possible. Remember, you can go to squarespace.com to sign up for a free trial. And when you decide to sign up for Squarespace, use offer code RELEVANT to get 10% off your first purchase. Also, thanks to Movement Watches. Go to mvmtwatches.com/relevant and get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns. Although you won't need the return part, because they're so good.
Yeah, they are awesome.
Go online, relevantmagazine.com, subscribe today. If you subscribe now, you'll get the new issue, and I think you'll like it a lot.
Big Dame Judi Dench.
Big Dame Judi Dench, too. The new issue's out now. There you go. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Koffold.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Propaganda.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Connect with us on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and get bonus material from this episode and more at the podcast section on relevantmagazine.com. And don't forget to check the magazine out. It's available on newsstands and at the iTunes App Store, or you can subscribe online at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Yeah, you don't want to go full Kirk. People are a little sketched out by full Kirk.